is not being nice to us. It's making it difficult to trade it because we're either going up too much or we're going down too much. So at this point, it is down today about 1% based on the implied volatility and that corn has. We should experience about a 2% move or so each day, and that's pretty much what's been happening. So right now we got 14 days left in this trade. You guys can see that we're at the 24 delta on the put side, and then yesterday we had to adjust the call side. We're now at the 15 delta. So it'd be nice if it goes up a little bit, and it's doing that right now for us, which is good. If it can just we have a little bit more room on the upside, but we don't obviously want it to go up big. We don't want it to go down big. So we're going to try to hold this put side until it's around a 40 delta, so that we don't get whipsawed on our adjustments. But we'll see how it plays out. It could force us to make an adjustment sooner than we want, or at least do a standalone roll up on the call side just to gain a little bit more premium. I was looking at that a little bit earlier this morning before corn kind of paused before they opened back up at 8:30 Central Standard Time. So you can see that now it's falling again, and it's falling kind of fast. So we'll keep an eye on it and try to monitor it by the deltas. All right, so it's a bunch of trade ideas I want to present this morning and put on a couple of trades. So let's start off with a NASDAQ trade that I'm looking at this morning, and we're going to do this in the bread and butter account, this Thinkorswim account, where we primarily trade stock indexes. Sometime we'll deviate from that, but almost at 2 standard deviations of the time we're going to just do stock indexes because that is our core positions in our bread and butter. So far that type of trading has allowed us to be up. We're up over 55% now, everyone, in this account, and we still got about 2 weeks left in the first half of the year. So we're going to continue to try to push it, see if we can hit 60% for the first quarter, and then obviously first half of the year, and that will allow us to be obviously on pace to hit that 100%. That's not the goal. The goal, everyone, is always to be 2 to 5% consistently per month, so we can at the very least supplement our income. But if we outpace that, and then that's great, because it's going to be some times that we do not meet that goal. But on average, we should have about 2 to 5% per month. That's 24 to 60% annualized if you're taking out monies each month. So if you made 2% and you take that out, then if you hit 2% each month, then that will be 24% in a year. That's how much you've taken out. All right, so let's jump into this. I'm looking at the NASDAQ this morning, and I don't know why that's on forward, but let's go over here. I believe I was looking at the NASDAQ with 33 days to go. Let me just double check that. That's July 21st with Wednesday, the third week. So that is, let me go over here and let's see here. So this is the one we were looking at here. And what we're doing, everyone, is we're selling an iron condor on this, and we're selling on the call side, we're selling the 1480. That is, if we go to the 1480, just go there really quickly, everyone. The 1480 is right here, and 14880, and that is on the Thinkorswim platform for probability in the money, which we use as our delta on this. That is around a 6 delta on the short leg there. And then on the put side, we're selling the 12,800. So 12,800. So let's check and see what delta that is. Obviously, this is not easy. It's not that easy to see as it is on Tastyworks. That's why we use the Tastyworks to demonstrate most of these type of things. But we're going to put a trade on in this bread and butter. So we're starting with this. That's around the 12 delta, the probability in the money that we're using here. So the NASDAQ has jumped back up. Next trade I wanted to look at this morning, you guys, was a trade in the currencies. I know a couple of days ago, we were looking at the Canadian dollar and we were trying to put on a trade in the Canadian dollar, and we didn't get filled. So this morning I was looking at the same type of trade, and we can go into an iron condor here, selling the zero point 0.8 on the put side, buying the 0.79 on the put side, and then on the call side here, as you can see, we are selling the 0.85, and we are buying the 0.86. And so this is pretty good trade based on this account, and it'd probably be similar to yours. We're receiving $120 before fees and commissions. The buying power effect is insignificant, 187. So you can do more contracts, but in this account we're only going to do one contract, and we're going to put it at that mid, and you can see that we're going to get the at least $100 off 205. So if we can get filled at that. So for some reason, every time we did this on Monday, I think it was, the bid would drop. The mid would drop on us when we were doing it. So once we put the trade in, so that's the case now. The mid has dropped on us. So we're gonna let it sit for a second while we're on the call. Before we jump into gold, let's look at this chart with Canadian dollar. I just wanted to show you what's been going on with it. This bluish line here is the 50-day moving average. Let's see if this thinkorswim is up yet. All right, so this thinkorswim is up, so we can get a better view on the chart here. Actually, before we do that, let's put this trade in. This trade that we were looking at, or did it got rejected? Or let's see, we lost that trade. That's a bummer. Let me see here. Where did I put that trade? I think the connection that we had lost the trade, and that was a pretty good trade. Unless we didn't get filled, it would show us there. So we didn't get filled. We lost the trade. So we're gonna have to put it back on, everyone. So on the call side, we were at the 4.880, and let's go right there really quickly. We're at the 4.880, and I believe we were doing a 60-point wide spread. So that'll be around here, I believe. And so we're getting $3 or almost a little over $50 on that on the call side. On the put side, I believe, I can't remember exactly what I had on, so we'll just put something.
12,800.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, sir. All right, so we're going to sell that, and we're going to do 60 points on this side. I think it was 60 points as well on the put side. So we'll go here, which will be here. So it'd be 60 points. So it could have been 80 points on the put side, because that's 7. Unless this changes, this obviously could change. But that's a 7 now. But that's still not bad. 153. But let's look at doing 80 points on the put side here. And that would be this. And there we go. All right, so let's put that in. That's the 153 over 427, and we're going to sit in this, everyone. This is going to be an iron condor in here. I feel like the Nasdaq is going to go higher, but not at this point where we're going to be at, right? So we're at the on the call side, we way up here at the 14.880, and I just don't think it's going to go there within the next 33 days. That's all that we should care about, is the expiration period. So let's look at what this is doing here. We are the mid. We have a mid of 8. This is what our price is. It's trading at 825. That could be a little off. Let's let that sit for a second. And just for illustration purposes, let's get this filled. We're going to give up a little here. We got to go down. We have to go down to 775. If that price is correct, we're going to get filled right away. So that is, and we should get filled right away. I don't know why we haven't got filled. Yes.
You did 60 on one side and 80 on other side?
Correct. I did 60 on the call side, and something is off with that pricing right now, because we should have got filled already. All right, so yeah, we did 60 on the call side, and we did 80 on the put side. So, and if this was correct on the Thinkorswim platform, we should have been filled already, based on those prices that we have on there. So we're gonna give it a little second here, see if we can get filled. Look and see what that Canadian dollar position is doing. It's still not filled for us, which is a bummer. And we haven't got filled on anything today. And that's not a lot of fun. All right, so let's try this one more time here on this NASDAQ. We're gonna drop it down to 50. It's still a good trade. 750. We're dropping it down to, and all right, so I guess that's just not gonna fill us on that this morning. That's weird. All right, so we'll let that sit a little longer. So we finally got filled on something, everyone. All right, so we got filled on this iron condor on the NASDAQ at 750, and they robbed us with the pricing, but I like it. I like the trade still. And if we wanted to kind of hedge the position, I know it's an iron condor. We don't hedge them all the time. But if we wanted to be super conservative on the trade, we go into here. I would look to see which I would be okay with hedging, the call side or the put side in this scenario. So I would base it on what the buying power would do for me, right? So if it gives me positive buying power by hedging the call side, then I would hedge the call side in here. So let me explain. So this right here, we put it on with 33 days to go. So I would look for the 33-day hedge if I can get there. So I do not have a 33-day hedge. I have a 35, but I don't want to go past it. So if I went to this 21 days to hedge here, and if I went to this call side and I went to the 30 delta here, it's going to show you what this might look like. So I'm buying the 30 delta here, and I'm going to sell to just say a little further the 40 delta here. All right, so let's see what that looks like. That's going to be about $29. You can see the buying power effect is $9, so not bad. And then if I go back to the call side here, the put side, and I go to the 30 delta and see what it does to my buying power. So if I buy this one and I just sell this one, that's still 40 points wide here. That looks weird, but let's look at it. All right, so this buying power effect is 0, right? If that number is correct. So what we're gonna do is move this out a little bit more. We're gonna go to 80, and then we're gonna see here. So this buying power effect is nothing on the put side. So I'm going to hedge the put side with this, and I'm not gonna force it though. I'm gonna put it in with this amount. This will be less than 30%, and we're gonna send that. And then if we get filled, then great. If we don't get filled, then that's okay as well on this iron condor this time. But I do consider that trade we just did, if you guys are following that, a yellow highlighted trade. Right, so that hedge that we did got filled because the NASDAQ just jumped up some more. So we got our hedge on. We're up a little bit today. We should have been better. I guess the field was not that great, but we're good there. I'll put this in Discord here in a second, but this is the bread and butter one. We collected a little bit here, over $100 today, and we'll keep this going. We got about $600, just under $600 we can still make in this account. And we got hedges all over the place, and we have iron condors on a lot of this stuff. So I think we're really balanced in the account. The overall deltas, as you can see right now, are -246. I told you that I prefer trading with negative deltas, but that's basically flat, and that's where we're at right now. But it takes a while to get comfortable trading with negative deltas. But if you understand theta, if you're further enough away, theta usually can outpace the upside move, and you can still win. But obviously that's not always the case, but it's most of the time. You're not 100% or anything like that. So everyone, we just got filled on that Canadian iron condor that we were doing. So that's great. So let's look at that really quickly. Let me go to field. Let me just remove other, and then you guys can see here I'm going to go back to your question here, Dana. So I think I answered it, but I'm going to finish it. We got filled there. So if we wanted to, everyone, we could take some of that monies and we could hedge one of the sides to make the trade even more probability wise for us. But it's an iron condor. We're going to stick to not hedging it this time. We only did a one contract, and I think the probabilities of that trade is super high where we have it. So there we go. And going into this,
I followed you on that one, O'Brien.
Did you? Okay. Did you get filled on that as well?
Yeah, at the very same time you did. At the very same time.
Okay, cool.